There was once an old woman who had a great longing for a little tiny child. So she went to a witch, who for 12 pennies gave her a barley corn.
Here, take the barley corn, woman, but take care. It's not the sort that grows in the fields. Plant it in a flower pot, and you shall see what you shall see.
The woman planted the barley corn, and a large flower sprang up at once. It looked like a tulip, but the petals were tightly closed.
Oh, what a lovely flower! I must kiss it. Why, it's opening. The petals are opening. And right in the middle there's the most beautiful little girl. Why, she's only an inch high. I shall call you Thumbelina.
Little Thumbelina was looked after very well by the old woman. She had a varnished walnut shell for a cradle, violet petals for a mattress, and a rose leaf for a coverlet. And being very happy, she would sing.
My world is a beautiful world. It's always happy times. In my world, every day has a touch of spring, and the moon is a new romantic thing. My world is a wonderful world. The sun can really shine. In my world, every stream runs with cool, clear wine. Yes, everything in my world is fine.
One night when Thumbelina was fast asleep, a great big ugly frog leapt onto the windowsill. Through the window, and onto the table.
My, what a glorious-looking girl, and just the right size. She'll make a marvelous wife for my son. I'll take her just as she is, walnut shell bed and all.
Gently, so as not to wake her, he carried Thumbelina to the swampy stream where he lived.
Ah, handsome son, look at the marvelous wife I found for you. Don't make such a noise. You'll wake her.
I was having such a lovely dream. Oh, where am I?
Don't be alarmed, dear girl. I have wonderful news for you. I have arranged for you to marry my son. Say how do you do to the nice lady, boy. He doesn't say very much, you know, but he's most intelligent.
But he's so ugly.
Is he? Oh, I don't think so. He's a bit scaly, perhaps, but then we're all a bit like that at his
I
age.
hate him. Let me go. Take me back to the old woman.
Now, don't start upsetting yourself, dear girl. Just think of the beautiful home you're going to have. I intend to superintend the architecture and decoration absolutely personally. There'll be mud all plastered on the walls, and mud for a carpet on the floor, and a beige-colored mud for the ceiling. Who could ask for more? There'll be drapes of lovely moldy leaves, and nice slimy pebbles for your chair. The effect will be tasteful ostentation, quite beyond compare. A window wide on the riverside will admit the hot, swampy breeze. There'll be concrete slugs and worms on the lawn as a nice contemporary wheeze. There'll be puddles sloshing round the doors, and always a larder full of flies, and a private bog with a rotting log as a feast to delight the eyes. There you can bill and coo in your damp little nest for two. Oh, doesn't the thought of it all fill you with delight?
I've never heard anything so horrible in my life. Please take me back.
Oh dear, I think we're going to have trouble with this one. You'd better put her on a lily leaf in the middle of the pond.
So poor little Thumbelina was left sitting all alone on a lily in the middle of the pond. But the fishes in the pond took pity on her, and they gnawed away at the green stem of the lily until it floated away down the stream. And so Thumbelina sailed past place after place.
My world is a beautiful world. It's always happy times in my world. Oh, what a beautiful butterfly.
Where are you going, Thumbelina?
Anywhere the stream will carry me.
Then tie my sash to the leaf. Then you'll get along much more quickly.
My world is a wonderful world. The sun can really shine in my world. Every stream runs with cool, clear wine.
Look out, Thumbelina! There's a great bird swooping down to get you.
Oh, let me go! Let me go!
Goodbye, Thumbelina. Goodbye, Thumbelina. Goodbye.
Swiftly the bird carried Thumbelina high into the air and away to the tree where he lived with his family. But the other birds didn't like her.
She's so thin.
And no feathers.
Why, she looks almost human.
And isn't she ugly?
And so they placed her on a daisy in a wood and flew away. And there poor little Thumbelina lived all the summer, quite alone. When it was autumn, the birds flew away. Then came the winter, and the snow began to fall. And every snowflake that fell on Thumbelina was like a spadeful on you or me. She shivered and shook with cold. But to keep warm, she walked in the stubble of the cornfield. To her it was like a forest, but oh, how the wind blew. Quite by chance, she came to the door of a field mouse's home.
Is anyone at home?
Now, who in the world could that be at this time of year? Oh, gracious me, you poor thing. You must be frozen stiff. Come inside and get warm. Then you must help me tidy the place up because I am expecting a visitor. He's a very nice mole who lives nearby. He would make you a very good husband if you could catch him.
Oh, I do wish people would stop finding husbands for me.
How could you possibly know if you love a person or not?
Oh, but you do. The birds told me all about it, and surely they ought to know. Something happens deep inside. Great golden gates open wide, and you see a promised land. This is love. You're uncertain, you're distressed. Oh, will you come through the
Enchanted by the sweetness of her song, the mole fell passionately in love with Thumbelina and secretly vowed to make her his wife.
Oh, what a dear, sweet girl. You must come and see my house. I say, careful how you go. There's a bird lying just here. I think he must be dead. They can't stand the cold, you know.
Oh, you poor thing. Why, I believe you're the bird who sang so sweetly to me during the summer. You go ahead, I'll catch you up. Goodbye, little bird, and thank you for singing to me so beautifully. Why, I'm sure I saw him move, and I can hear his heart beating. I must cover you up.
Thumbelina covered the bird with the dry leaves and grass that were lying about. And that night she plaited a large mat of hay, which she spread over him to keep him warm. All winter she cared for him and brought him food. And as soon as spring came, she made a hole in the tunnel so that he could get warm in the sun.
It's time for me to be flying away, Thumbelina. Please come with me.
No, I can't. Field Mouse and Mole would miss me so.
Goodbye, then, you kind, pretty girl.
Now come along, Thumbelina. You are to marry Mole this autumn.
No! Swallow, come back! Come back!
But the swallow had flown away, and Thumbelina was left alone to face her gloomy future. Field Mouse hired 4 spiders to spin and weave day and night, and when the autumn came, Thumbelina's trousseau was ready.
It's all been fixed. In 4 weeks you will be married. Oh, isn't it all too terribly exciting? There is nothing like a wedding. Why, you must admit the wedding is the thing. All the fussing, the printed invitations, and the multitude of marvelous relations. There is nothing like a wedding. It's an atmosphere entirely of its own. The music, the flutter when the bride appears, the pink, pretty face and the trace of tears. And when they come to make the final vow, why bother it? I think I'm crying now. There is nothing, simply nothing. No, there's nothing, simply nothing like a wedding.
Mouse, I will not have that tiresome mole for a husband.
Fiddlesticks.
And so the wedding day was arranged. And as the time drew near, Thumbelina became more and more sad at the thought of living under the ground, never to see the sun again. At last the wedding day dawned, and Thumbelina went outside to take one last look at the sun.
Goodbye, you beautiful, bright, warm sun.
Hurry up, Thumbelina. We mustn't keep Mole waiting.
Goodbye, sun. Give my love to the dear swallow if you happen to see him. Why, there he is! Swallow! Swallow, save me!
Here I am. Quick, climb onto my back.
Thumbelina, what do you think you are doing?
Tie yourself on with your sash.
Thumbelina, come here!
Now, put your arms around my neck and hold tight. Away we go!
And so the swallow took Thumbelina away high above the biggest mountains where the snow never melts. And there at last they reached the warm countries and landed by the shores of the blue sea near a beautiful palace. As Thumbelina looked up, she saw a man, no bigger than herself, wearing a crown. And as Thumbelina gazed into his eyes, a strange feeling came over her.
Something happens deep inside. Great golden gates open wide, and you see a promised land. This is love. Oh, but he's so handsome.
Your Majesty, this is Thumbelina.
I am the prince of all the flowers. Come, Thumbelina, take my hand and I will show you all my kingdom.
And so they were married, and Thumbelina became queen of all the flowers. And the little swallow flew back home again and made a nest just above my window. And every evening he would tell me a story.
This is love! This is love!
That's how I heard about Thumbelina.